StreamYard sucks. I can't play my intro anymore.
Boo! Corporations! Boo!
Boo!
Imagine wanting a hobby, but some rich man with full pockets decides, you know what? My pockets just aren't big enough. Let's squeeze every one of what they're worth. So if you want to have fun, if you're bored in this awful world we live in, screw you. You will never have a hobby. You won't do anything you ever want to do because you will be too broke to.
Exactly. Imagine spending $80 to play an intro.
$80
a month.
That is over half of my car insurance monthly. That's insane.
Well, hang on. I'm gonna pull out the calculator real quick because I got a point to make here.
How much is that a year?
So let's see here. What we do? So it's $80. You know, because fuck it, fuck me, I guess. So we're gonna do $80 times 12 because it's
12 months.
that's
in a year.
That's about $960 a year.
You know what you can get with $960? Maybe rent. Not in New York, but you could probably get rent somewhere.
Yeah, that would be wishful thinking. But
it's definitely a grocery bill.
It's a grocery bill for a huge family.
It's more like a grocery bill for one person after like 3 months with groceries nowadays. Alright, speaking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, yeah, we got very political very fast, but you know what? That it is what it is.
It's fine. It's been a while.
I was gonna say, with all this talk about being poor and not having money for groceries, you want to know what that resorts to? Cannibalism. And what is this movie about? If we keep living like this, we're gonna end up like the Sawyers, or technically the Hewitts, because in this remake, they are called the Hewitts for some reason. I don't know if that's a copyright thing, but I don't like it. Hate it. Just call them Sawyers.
Yeah, this movie.
Where's my rep?
This movie pretty much says, no, we're not going to do all that. Instead, we're doing our own thing, but kinda, because it's still
a remake, reboot, whatever. I mean, remake, reboot, same thing, right?
Something like that. And guys, you won't believe who produced this movie. Like, I shit you not. Remember the Transformer movies?
Oh, I know who produced it.
Michael Bay.
Michael fucking Bay. That man has his hands in everything in the 2000s.
He's ruined childhoods. Did he
ruin? He certainly did.
Did he ruin Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Not really. I mean,
really,
he produced it, but he didn't direct or write it.
No. And you know what? I'll say this about the movie, and I'll give it its fair due here real quick. It's not bad. Like, it's
for a remake in the 2000s. Pretty good.
It's as good as you're gonna get, probably.
Yeah, like most remakes in the 2000s, or most 2000s horror movies anyway, were pretty bad. I mean, not counting like Saw or Hostel, but for a remake in the 2000s, I think they did a pretty good job. I mean, I didn't hate it. It's not my favorite, and I wouldn't put it on my top 10 favorite movies or anything like that. But for what it is, it's pretty good. And honestly, because this movie predates Saw and Hostel by 1 and 2 years, I'm impressed with the gore they had in this movie. It was really, really good. Back in 2003, that was pretty shocking. Because, I mean, after Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, it was a very tame, teenagery time for horror. And Texas Chainsaw Reboot really hit hard with, we are going to show you carnage. And I like that. Because it's a Texas Chainsaw movie about cannibals with chainsaws. You're gonna have carnage.
You know what I appreciate about this movie? The camera flash sound?
Yes, the flash bulbs.
I appreciate that this movie actually uses the flash bulb cameras.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
And not just the sound, because in every movie after the original movie doesn't do that.
They just use it because, oh, iconic. It's iconic. Don't you remember that? Remember that in the original? Nah, but like they do that. Yeah, obviously. But they do it and it has purpose. When you do something nostalgic and there's purpose, that is good.
Now, since to be quite honest, I haven't seen the movie in weeks. I'm just gonna go off of my memory here, and also because spoiler alert, guys, I forgot.
He forgot war.
Um, I'll be honest. The characters in this movie weren't great. Like they were just the standard 2000s caricatures of like dumb horror movie characters.
There was nothing to them. No matter what choices they made, it doesn't make a difference because it's like we're not following people, we're following names pretty much. You got final girl boyfriend, dude who likes girls, and random girl who shows up. That's kind of it for the characters. They're not
Guy with pot.
Yeah, it's like I didn't hate them because there was nothing to them. They're just there. They're boring. Which, I mean, I guess I rather have than like, oh my god, can you please die now? I hate you. But it's still just kind of like we didn't really have like characters. But I guess like
No.
the original didn't have like characters. We didn't know anything about them. But I mean, they still felt like we're watching people, like strangers we don't know, get killed, and it's like, oh man, it's snuff film. But this one, it's like obviously a major blockbuster type movie. You know, it's got like a clear camera and stuff like that. And I mean, they still don't deserve to die, so there's still that like whole like, oh my god, this is like kind of anxious watching these people because they don't deserve that. But they don't feel like just stupid teenagers roaming around for fun. It just feels like, the original did it, so we're doing it.
Yeah. Really, the characters are not very interesting. They're bland. Like Arlie, like
Yeah, of course.
Arlie
He's
Ermy. Oh my god.
well, yeah, him. Like, of course, he's gonna be interesting
He was the best part about the movie, in whole honesty.
because he's so evil. Like, he's so good at playing evil people. I mean, like he said in like behind the scenes, is like playing the bad guys are just fun. It's so much fun, and honestly, he does a very good job doing it.
As you can tell, guys, my thoughts on this is just going to be all over the place, so bear with me. Um, you know what? I'm going to say this too. I mean, the guy they got to play probably the best Leatherface, to be honest.
Andrew Burkowski, I believe his name is. I almost met him at a convention, but unfortunately his flight did not make it in time, so he could not make it. But I heard him and the original Leatherface had beef, and I think that's crazy. Like why? What?
That is very crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what would have happened.
I don't know. I just know that the
So you
original
may
one
be
was making fun of him, and he didn't care when the old one died. And I'm just like, all right. I don't know more behind the scenes or what, but it's kind of weird.
is very very weird. Now we're gonna play the game that we all love to play. How much did this movie make?
Ooh.
Now, I'll tell everybody what the budget was, and AngryCareBears gets to guess how much money it made. Now, this movie's budget was 9.5 million.
Damn.
How much money did this movie make in the box office?
I want to say 50 million. Because it spawned like 2 sequels, so it had to have done well.
50.
No, wait. Because there's a lot.
It's
I want
more
to
than
say
that.
100. I want to say 100 million. I want to say 100 million because I forget that marketing has also got a lot with it outside of budget.
You're close.
Oh. 120 million? 10 million?
Little off, little off.
Alright, how much did it make?
107.4 million.
God damn.
So it made quite a chunk of change.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it spawned like 2 or 3 sequels.
Yeah, I think it got one sequel, I think.
I know it
Or
had a
no, it got a
prequel.
prequel.
Yes.
It's a very. That's how well it did. Again, I am very off my game right now, but
Yeah.
yes, the one thing I will give this movie, I really like the old timey look this movie has.
Yes. Like, because it takes place in 73. Even though Jessica Biel looks
Yes,
very 2000s, she's very off-putting with the movie because of how modern she looks. I don't know how to explain it. You know, like how like maybe it's the makeup. I don't know.
it's something like that. It's one of those things where because you know what, you don't want to know what it is because she's more actress, and with Arlie Ermy, um, but Arlie kind of fits in though because he kind of has that look of like, oh, he's an old guy, so he kind of works in this kind of style movie.
Yeah,
But
I mean he acted in like the 80s, you know, like Full Metal Jacket, 80s, 90s. You know, it's like not too far off.
no, but then you have Jessica Biel, who is in literally Seventh Heaven.
Yeah.
That that I think more people kind of look at this and go, that's kind of
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, it doesn't really take you out of the movie that much. It's just kind of a nitpick.
it is, isn't it?
Nothing crazy.
No, but still, it's kind of one of those things where it is very. I don't know how to say it, but it's just very distracting, almost a little bit.
Yeah.
So visually acting and like whatever is just, but oh god, you might have to take the lead on some of this because I don't remember.
No worries. Okay. So, I gotta say though, at the beginning of the movie, when they pick up the hitchhiker, you know, we get to see the characters. We don't really get to meet any of them. They're just kind of like driving, going out on their drive, like in the original. But they pick up a lone wanderer woman who I really, really like this cold opening. Well, I mean, there's kind of like two cold openings almost, like because it starts off with the flashbulb and it's like a police report, which is pretty cool. You know, we get to like, oh god, you know, the police are coming in on this, but like what's gonna happen? Um, but like when we actually meet the characters, and they pick up this hitchhiker who's just wandering, she is just muttering to herself. She seems crazy, but they don't want to leave her out there. They just probably assume that like, oh, she's dehydrated and like delirious, so they just want to like make sure. Which I do like because it shows the characters that they're not heartless jerks. Like they're over here like, hey, this woman needs help. Like we're gonna go find her help, and that's what gets them in this mess is being good Samaritans. But like I like that because like it shows that like even though these characters don't have much going on with them, they're not awful people. They're good people. Um,
Right.
and I mean they're not, you know, thinking, oh, crazy woman, blah blah blah. You know, they're not like doing anything like that. They're just like, all right, you know, she's probably been cooking out here for a while. She doesn't look all there right now. Let's get her to a hospital or like a police station, you know. And then she just starts saying things like, "You're gonna die. They're all dead." Blah blah blah. And then like, I know it's a nitpick. Like, I don't want to know where she put that gun. We all know where she put that gun. But when she's walking around and stuff like that, and like jolting around, the gun should have fallen out. But I gotta say, when she blows her brains out, it is the coolest shot ever because of how the camera pans backwards and through her head. So cool.
That is true.
They did that scene so many times because they couldn't get it right, but I'm so glad that they did because it is such a cool shot. I mean, I've never really seen anything like it without using CGI, and they did it all practically, which is very impressive. And that's what adds to like, it gives it more weight because it's like, oh, like that's actually a physical thing there that we're like looking at. But I just thought that was really cool. I think the cinematography of the movie is actually really good. Um, Especially when they're going through the woods at night or like when they're showing the house. They do a great job at like setting up this ominous tone, ominous house. And the shots in the woods are absolutely beautiful with like the lights and the moonlight like piercing through and like having like basically like moonbeams. I don't want to say sunbeams, but they're sunbeams but not sunbeams. The light rays coming through, it looks so pretty. It's like a lot of movies when they shoot in the dark, in the woods, it's just dark around. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you have a moon out and it like shines through like that, it's very pretty. And I think that they did a great job with that. It's a very pretty looking movie. Even for its like disgusting nature, it feels gritty, it feels hot and gross. It has the same like overwhelming, hot, gritty, gross, exhausted feeling the original gave off, with like the characters running around and getting hurt and they're all sweaty and gross and there's flies everywhere. They did a really good job with that set design that the original also had.
You know what? That is the one thing I give this movie is that compared to the other sequels, this movie was able to match that original's tone of it being very
Yeah.
gross, very
Even if it's not all
gritty,
in the day.
right? And even during the day, this movie looks great.
Yeah, it's
Like,
so hot feeling. Like, or like it feels hot. Like you can almost feel like in the character shoes. Like they look gross, they look disheveled, they look sweaty. They don't like, even with Jessica Biel where they try to make her look like a supermodel and stuff like that, she still comes across as disheveled in some scenes. I mean, everyone is just like disgusting. And that is great because you're in this sweltering heat, Texas heat, for however long, running for your life, scared around this like gross like people. It's not, you're not gonna look good. And I like that they did that. Like everyone looks so sweaty and gross. And that's what adds to the realism and it keeps you invested in the movie because they ground the characters within the tone. It doesn't feel like supermodels running around screaming. It's like, oh no, these people look like they're suffering.
you know what? That I agree with. And also to touch on something you brought up earlier, the whole like the hitchhiker shooting herself scene, that did look very gross.
Yeah.
And almost like, okay, compared to the original, and I'm going to use this comparison a little bit. It's kind of like what the Halloween remake from Rob Zombie was to the original Halloween, where it's not subtle. Like, this is to indicate like this movie's going to be more in your face than the original film, which I appreciate because respect to the original. Like, they weren't like making a complete.
Oh, you're cutting out. Uh, Hello? Uh-oh. Yo, Austin, you there? Hold on a second, folks. We are having technical difficulties. I will say
Hello?
though, hello, hello, hello. I was about to carry the show on, honestly. All right. The past couple sentences you said did cut off because you lagged out.
I think I just said that being so unrecognizable from the original. I'll just sum it all up.
All right.
You may continue.
All right. I do like that they added or like made up new characters instead of just copying the originals. Even though we love the originals so much, I do think it's interesting that they had new characters. I mean, other than Leatherface, obviously, that's like making Halloween without Michael Myers. Um, I do think Andrew did a great job as Leatherface. He is definitely a big, menacing, like Hulk of a man who I definitely believe could kill someone with his bare hands. In his mask, his design, I mean, were just very unsettling. And I think the best part of the movie is when we finally see the first character who died. I mean, of like the hitchhike. I mean, oh my god, the teenager group basically. He's like the first one to die from them, not counting the hitchhiker or like the random people. Is when we first see him again after he dies, is his face is on Leatherface, and it looks real, and it is very, very creepy seeing someone else's eyes behind his face. Is Austin there? Uh-oh. All right. Anyway. All right. All right. Um, I think the makeup department did a fantastic job with the special effects. The blood looked real, the gore looked real. It was very disgusting, which is good for a Texas Chainsaw movie. Um, I love that they brought back the hooking. Welcome back, Austin. I was just talking about the special effects. I think the hooking was great. It always like sends a chill down my spine. And I think the kills are great. The original didn't really show the kills. I mean, it was a low budget and it also left a lot to the imagination. But I think the kills in this movie are kind of what my imagination like made for the original movie and brought it to life. Because him hooking people and then cutting them open and people getting their limbs cut off. It is a very graphic movie. It's very tension filled because of that. It's very gritty and painful to watch and it really hits the nail. It's like there's few movies where I feel like it successfully has that dark gritty, disgusting, rusty feeling. And this movie has that very well. I mean, you're just watching the people covered in blood get all gross, get all cut up, and it feels like there's impact to it than just, oh, well, they got stabbed, so they're just gonna walk around just fine, like nothing happened anymore, like other movies. No, this one, these people, their wounds feel weighted. Like, it looks really, really good. Austin is once again having technical difficulties. He will be back. Um, Not sure what's going on with his mic or his internet or whatever, but he will be back. Another bit of the movie I did appreciate was the acting. I think the actors really went above and beyond in some of their scenes. Andrew did great as Leatherface. Like I said, he was believable as this like big monstrous man who's just gonna kill Arlie Erming. Oh my god, did I butcher that? Um, is believable as a very scary, manipulative creep. I forgot the character's name. The wheelchair guy with his double amputee, he's just a very gross, disgusting guy. The tea lady and
Can y'all
the
hear me?
oh, hello there. Yes,
Oh God.
I was just bringing up some of the like the acting of the
Oh, I
characters.
don't even know if Angry Care Bears
Oh,
is talking here.
I certainly am.
All right, thank God. All right, I'm back. I'm on my
Welcome
phone now
back.
because my laptop's being a pain in the ass. Hold on. I'm gonna
Yeah,
update my stuff.
no worries. I was talking about the acting for some of the characters. How they did a really good job. They're very believable as like crazy cannibals or like victims who are running for their lives as their limbs are being chopped off.
Oh, the characters that were playing the crazy cannibals, they were pretty much down pat. The
Yes.
the else who were playing like the victims, I was just like, they were okay, but they were just. But again, like I said earlier on, they played stereotypical early 2000s characters where like we're stupid and we want to smoke pot and you know sex, pretty much. So it's like
Yeah, they did that
they're
for
not
Jessica's character, and I didn't like that. But what are you gonna do with Michael Bay being a producer?
right. But at the same time, those are not hard characters to play as. So
No, they're just acting fearful of their lives, which I think they did deliver. I will say the one guy who played the one with the glasses, I don't remember his name, but when Arlie Erming's character made him like put a gun in his mouth, like he actually made himself throw up in like sticking the gun in his mouth. And honestly, I think that added to it. Like you can tell how gross and disheveled and like exhausted he looked. Like that like gross exhausted feeling you get after throwing up. It definitely appeared on camera, even if you didn't see him throw up. He just you could tell he was like uncomfortable and gross feeling, and it was he did a great job during that scene. And honestly, props to him for pushing himself. I just hope that that was his decision and not force on like the directors and shit making him do that.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't forced on them. I'm pretty sure it was a situation where they probably
Yeah.
um, did
Either
the
way, he
thing.
really
So
he really sold that scene. I really thought that was like an intense scene.
I agree. That scene was also very, very. But see, that scene also like had like I think if I'm not mistaken, he like sees like the teeth or whatever, and then they had that whole reveal where it's like, oh, like you're safe, but then turning around and going, wait a minute. That's when
Yeah.
you start to see the like, even though you could kind of guess by like who it was, like because it's Arlie Ermy, and you think, oh yeah, like you already knew the twist was coming, but the way that they go about it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, as you could once again, I gotta reiterate, I don't remember anything.
Yeah, that's
Like
understandable.
my head is literally empty. I don't
Same
even
as
remember
well.
when I watched this movie last, to be honest.
Yeah, my apologies for like my rain checks. I had a lot of shit going on, so that's also on my fault. Um, but I think the house, like the set design, I think is fantastic. The house looks
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
The house looks gross and lived in, it's disgusting and old. And the meatpacking plant is all gross with its gross fly infested carcasses, which were real carcasses, by the way. And like even just like the gas station, it was so dingy and dark, and the fields were beautiful, the woods were beautiful. It's just like it's so beautifully dingy and disgusting. I don't know how you can make it look cool and like appealing, but the people of this movie did. I mean, they did for the original and they did for this movie. It looks great. It really fits the story they're telling.
I agree.
I will say though, I don't understand Jebediah, the nice little boy helping people. I don't get that. Why would he help strangers when his whole family? And also the kidnapped baby, I also didn't get. I'm just like, all right, why was that a thing? Oh, so Aaron, Jessica's character, can save it and look like a hero. But I'm like, okay, but what does that add? That doesn't add anything to the story.
No,
It's not
because literally
like
they
she
just
has to.
because they don't
Uh,
follow up on any of this.
Yeah, it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, she has to go back to the house to save it because she couldn't just leave it, and it made a whole new sequence. No, it was at the end of the movie. She already took it. She hotwired the car, and she ran over Arlie Erming's character 3 times, which I think is nice. I like that. But it's just kind of like the baby wasn't really introduced until it was kind of important for her to save it, and that was the end of the movie. So like it had no weight to it. It was just it felt like an afterthought. And also, that poor little kid is probably dead because they probably killed him for helping a stranger.
Yeah,
It should have been
it's
the kid she saved. It should have been the kid she saved. That would have made more sense.
yeah.
Because, like, oh, I gotta get you away from this family. And they're, like, abusing him, and that's what makes her want to save him or whatever. Like, that would have made more sense. Like, the whole baby thing didn't make sense. And, like, they just forgot about the kid. And I'm just like, alright, sure.
You see, you would think that would be the case, but no, they had to have it be a baby because
Uh,
reason.
yeah. But I don't know. I just thought that was weird, and I feel like they could have just combined the characters, and it would have been more impactful. Um, but I also don't understand. Like, you got crazed cannibals that are willing to kill anyone, but like they're just gonna adopt a baby. All right.
Well, they're crazy people, so of course they have to.
Yeah, it's like you can write crazy people to do things, and it doesn't make sense. But you gotta like have it make sense story wise. Crazy people just don't do shit to do shit. Like eventually they're gonna stay in their own rules. You know, it's like I don't know when you just go, oh, their reasoning is because they're crazy. There's no consistency. Like crazy people aren't just gonna do literally anything. There's still a character to be done. I don't
I
know.
also
It's
like
just
how
weird.
this movie is kind of like an anti-marijuana thing, because
Yeah,
literally the thing that causes Arlie Army to go crazy and basically be like, oh, you need to reenact the suicides because he just finds weed in the car.
yeah. It's like either like anti-marijuana. It's like, well, if you don't smoke, you won't have to worry about this, or it's like oh, crazy how the authorities hate marijuana. Ain't it crazy?
I
I don't
know,
know.
it's
Either way, it's just kind
insane.
of like it's one of those things where it's just like it really added nothing to the plot except for like maybe one thing. Like, oh, you're smoking weed, you're making this up. When like they literally could have just done anything. I don't know. It is what it is. It's a nitpick of mine, but like who cares?
I also did, you know what, the scene where she finds or Jessica Biel's character, she finds I think her boyfriend on the hook, and like
Yeah, put him
she
out of his
tries to get him
misery.
out, but she can't, and he I thought that scene was very, very effective too. I mean,
Yeah, that
shit. I
sucks. It's
mean, the
just
guy.
you were saying sorry.
No, I was just say, just put the guy out of his misery at that point. I mean, shit. I
She
mean,
did,
if he's
but
gonna
it
be
was in a
killed anyway,
stupid
might as well do
way.
it yourself.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
like how she stabbed him in the stomach so he could slowly bleed out. Like it's like, man, you could have just stabbed him in the heart, he would have died, slit his throat, something.
but you had to have him die in the most painful way possible.
Yeah, it's like he's already strung up, girl. Like, damn, just kill him.
It's like, gee, maybe you're the real psychopath after all.
She's certainly dumb by doing that, but I mean, I gotta say, for a remake in the 2000s, especially compared to other remakes in the 2000s up till now, it's not a bad movie. It's not one of
No,
my favorites, but like I can understand somebody saying this is my favorite Texas Chainsaw. I wouldn't be mad at that.
And you know what, too? Especially they even go. I think they make new family characters because like you
Yeah.
have the sheriff instead of the
You have the
cook. You have
Wheelie.
the guy. You have the guy in the wheelchair with no legs.
Yeah, they
Like
make all new characters except for Leatherface. He's the only character who is the same from the like any other movie. He's the only consistent returning character. No one else who returns is the same really, except for like
he
Texas Chainsaw 1 and 2.
he is the canon event.
Yes, he is. You can't have Texas Chainsaw without Leatherface. Like I said, it's Halloween without Michael Myers.
Exactly. But everybody else is expendable, I guess.
They really are. I mean, Texas Chainsaw ain't known for like character development or characters really. It's known for like placeholders, whether or not they're likable. Like you could like in the original,
No.
the characters were non-existent, but they were at least somewhat likable because it's like, oh well, they're just out here having fun. They're not doing anything wrong really, you know. While in some movies they're straight up unlikable and you're like, I want them to die. Nonetheless, they're not really memorable. Like Texas Chainsaw is not their strong suit is not characters other than Leatherface and like Chop Top and Drayton. Other than that, it's just kind of like
E-
they're like forgettable at best. Even if they're likable, they're still, pretty much forgettable.
exactly. But I guess I'll give them props for making new characters, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they didn't just straight up copy and paste. They did do new things. It was a very
So,
characters, which is like it makes sense, they're villains and they're creepy, cannibalistic murderers. Why wouldn't they be pervy? I just like it's so 2000s, for characters like that to exist.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely Michael Bay dipping his toes there.
Yeah, I would say so. But again, I think that's the one thing I appreciate about this movie is just doing its own thing, but also being not it's just being its own thing without really disrespecting the original.
Yeah, I think it honors the original while doing its own thing. You know,
I agree.
it fits the franchise.
Oh, jeez, man, I'm telling you, again, everybody, I apologize if I'm not going into a lot of detail here. A lot of it's mainly just because, again, what because it's been because when was the last? Oh man, I'm trying now. I gotta remember when the last time I saw this movie was. Uh, Jesus, it had been like 2 months ago, or about a month and a half to 2 months since I've seen it. Ugh. So, like I said, guys, bear with me. I'm trying. Like, I remember some of it, but I don't remember all of it.
Yeah, no, that's
So like I said,
understandable.
bear with me.
I don't
Um,
remember any of the music. I don't think it wasn't a memorable soundtrack. Like, there really wasn't much going on. Like,
no,
Texas Chainsaw, it's more about the realism and grit, than like the whole, like, cinematic
yeah,
musical experience. Which, it's like,
yeah.
that's fine.
Oh yeah, sure. Um, Also, I admittedly I did like the scene in the trailer where she gets drugged by the tea lady.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was actually like I like the tension in that scene and just the overall like that scene worked. And then yeah, like the boy being there, like, oh, I'm gonna save you, I gotta save you. It's like, well, that doesn't really come back at all. There's no explanation about it. Just, oh, okay. Well, is there gonna be a sequel to explain all this? No. Okay, fair enough. Don't answer my questions, I guess. Thanks, movie. I appreciate it. Um, I mean, I thought the kills looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, the
Um,
special effects. When you disappeared, I talked about that. How the special effects were really good. Like the kills were creative, gruesome. It looked real. They had a lot of dirt, grit, like gruesome, like grounded feeling.
I even agree with that because, again, the one thing I gave this movie more than anything is visually, it's a beautiful looking movie,
Yes,
and
the cinematographer did a fantastic job.
so yeah, I pretty much agree with those points. Is there anything else to talk about when it comes to Texas Chainsaw 2003?
Not really. I mean, that's kind of it. I think I've mentioned anything. I had little fun facts that I knew about the movie, behind the scenes and stuff like that. But other than that, I think that's it. I mean, I feel
Yeah,
like if
I
I'm
like
more
I
passionate about a movie, I'd have more to say. Like I said, the movie's good. It's not one of my favorites, but I definitely don't hate this movie. So it's like, I'll have
yeah
more to say when I find something I really, really hate or really, really
yeah
love.
it's because it's one of those things where like it's been a while. I remember my general feelings on when I saw it, but everything in detail I literally forgot. Um,
Yeah.
from what I watched, it's not bad. I don't want people to think, "Oh, Austin's a hater because he said this, that, and the other." It's like, no, I actually thought the movie was okay. I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever made, but at the same time, it's got enough going for it to where if somebody were to say, "Hey, I think this is my favorite Texas Chainsaw movie," I'd say, "Yeah,
I
that makes
accept that.
sense."
Yeah. Yeah, I accept that.
Like, because there's do I think it's probably the last like at least decent Texas Chainsaw movie? Probably.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
Definitely.
mean,
It's so downhill from here. I mean, it's a cliff drop.
so I mean, I guess I'll take it for what it were. And you got to look at it from a significant standpoint. Is this movie brought the franchise back after a couple of misses? I guess you could say.
Oh yeah. I mean, it certainly did, but
Well,
then it went back to going to misses.
but again, but being the first like film in this franchise to do that and do it somewhat successfully, I mean, that's impressive, and that no one should take that away from this movie. Um,
No.
it's just a 2000s remake. I mean, it could be worse. It could be a Blumhouse movie. Oh
Yeah,
God, imagine Blumhouse doing a Texas Chainsaw movie. Ew,
dude. It would just be
gross.
jump scare. Oh, Leatherface is coming out. Jump scare. Oh, he's there. No, he's not. Oh, he's playing tricks. Oh, he's actually a demon that represents the main character's trauma.
Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about that. Like every Blumhouse movie I've seen is just bad.
Blumhouse movies that
90% of
try
them are
to
just
do
not good.
trauma suck. Well, yeah, because everything is trauma, and it's like that's not. No, what? That was horrible. It's like you cannot write trauma, guys. You suck at it.
No. It's like they're so inconsistent because there are like movies that they have made that are actually not bad. And then, but like, there's no quality control over there because anybody can make a movie over there and it would just be shit.
Every single time we end up reviewing a movie, it always ends on us shitting on Blumhouse.
Because they suck so much.
Dark comedies is more
Like,
of
I
the
should.
strong suit now over there. Like I don't mind the dark comedies they make, like the horror comedies, but straight up horror movies usually suck.
Yeah.
Except the
Like,
Five Nights at Freddy's
the
movies, because they
only
got a
really.
good director and Scott.
I mean, the first one's not great, but it's not bad. The second movie, though, does actually look pretty good.
Oh, because what I like is that they're listening to the fans. They're like, all right, you want more horror? We'll do more horror. Because, obviously a big part of the fan base are kids, so they wanted to put it in the middle.
Right.
Which I understand. I
I think that was
understand
kind
that.
of like. I do too, but the problem is, especially with the first movie, it was so tonally inconsistent on what it wanted to be. and it was just a mess.
Yeah,
Like, the core ideas were there, just not all of it was there.
they'll get there. I liked it still.
It was okay.
But hey, that's just a review. A Texas Chainsaw review.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I think this might be our worst review yet.
I blame the technical difficulties.
Probably.
I mean, it
I do as
definitely
well.
put a hinder into their flow.
I also blame my forgetfulness.
I mean, hey, we're doing this for fun. We're not professionals. We're not claiming to be. We're just sharing our thoughts and opinions on a movie we watch. That's it. We're not telling you that you have to like or hate this movie. It's all up to you. This is just for fun. We don't get paid to do this. It's just for fun. Like, if people want to have a bone to pick with it, whatever. But like, we're having fun. It's no different from somebody hopping on a video game and having fun just doing that. Like, who cares?
And you know what? At least we got the general gist of what our review was. So you know what?
Yeah,
Actually,
remember.
you know what? You convinced me. This was a success.
Yes.
Now, the next review, we're going to be doing the prequel to this movie, because instead of doing a sequel, of course, we got to do a prequel.
What's the prequel called again? I forgot.
This is the most original name ever. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning.
How could I forget? With a name like that.
And originally, apparently, this movie was going to be called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Origin.
Damn,
but
bro,
they couldn't because they had to pay an extra 3.1 million. I know, bro, it's insane.
They had to pay an extra 1.3 million for the title Origins.
Oh no, they had to pay the 3.1 million to keep the rights.
Bro, that what? Oh my god. All right.
But that being said, I give this movie a 6 out of 10.
I agree. I agree with the 6 out of 10. It's a solid C plus, B minus, something like that.
It's an alright movie, but it could have been better.
Yes. I will say though, I cannot wait to be done with the next few movies. I want to get to the 2022 requel so badly. I want to get through these next movies.
Actually, you know what? I think it's better that it's actually better that we're getting to the bad movies again, because now we'll actually have more to talk about.
Oh, certainly, but they're not as fun as the requel from a couple years ago. That movie is so funny. I like best comedy I've ever seen. These movies, they're not bad, funny bad. They're just like bad. But like there's still like mean tones about it. So it's like I can't laugh at this because it's nothing like funny or comical or ridiculous going on. It's just not good writing. But with the requel, oh, it has every box checked on like being a bad movie. It is so funny. And that's why I can't wait for
You know what? That's what I've heard, and I believe you.
Oh yeah.
I do believe you. Now, I think with that being said, I think that's all for today. Question mark.
That's all she wrote? Yes, that
Unless...
is all she wrote.
All right. Well, with that being said, is there anything you want to plug before we head out?
You can find me on my YouTube channel. Oh my god, AngryCareBears. I really don't have much else going on. I am hoping soon to start a schedule when I get my work schedule in order. I got a lot going on, a lot of family stuff, a lot of work stuff, blah, blah, blah. School starting soon. I want to start reviewing video games with Austinator on my channel. So if you are interested in that, we are going to be starting with Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut on the PS1. on my channel, hopefully sometime. Don't have a planned out time yet. I gotta rebeat the game. I just need time. But yeah, that's it from me.
Fair enough, fair enough. And we're not going to be using StreamYard when we review those games because fuck StreamYard.
Bro, you gotta
Um,
show me what I can use.
I
You
would
gotta
probably
find a
say
new
OBS
Okay.
because that's probably the easiest thing to use.
I have it
I don't use
downloaded.
it. I'll probably have to get it like on call with you at some point. And I'll have to show you how to use it because it
Yeah,
is
no
a
worries.
little wonky.
Oh no, I get that. Every editing software at first is always wonky, but you get used to it. But yeah.
But yeah, you can find me on my channel later tonight. I'm going to be doing the Alien Earth Roundtable where we'll be reviewing the first 2 episodes of Alien Earth because we just finished reviewing the entire Alien franchise or up to this point with Chris Knight, Shifty. Tonight we'll be reviewing the first 2 episodes of Alien Earth, and you can find me everywhere else. With that being said, I think that about wraps it up for tonight. So thank you all for watching. This is the Austinator signing out.
Bye bye. No outro.
Yeah, no